Hi everyone, welcome to Flow and Restore Yoga. So grab your pillows, blankets, yoga blocks, strap, anything that you may need during the vinyasa flow and during the yin and restorative half. And let's begin lying on our backs, bending the knees open in Supta Baddha Konasana. You may want to grab a block and place it under each outer thigh if that feels more comfortable. Soles of the feet together. And look at the left hand on the heart center at the middle of your chest, the right hand at the navel center, just below your belly button. Draw the shoulders back towards the floor and away from your neck. And maybe close your eyes, pausing a moment here to tune in to how you're feeling in this moment. So what does the word self-love mean to you? I sometimes get it from other clients or students. Yeah, self-love just sounds kind of selfish to me. Here is an excerpt from the Yoga Almanac, Embracing All That You Are. Epigenetics, the study of genetic memory, examines how memories from previous generations are passed on through shared DNA structures. These cellular impressions manifest as prodigious, unexplained talents, but they also appear as trauma, fear, or anxiety. What if some of these cellular inheritances were responsible for the common inability to love ourselves? Not only is our inner critic an unreliable narrator, it's also a byproduct of a lineage of negative thinking from our predecessors. Perhaps we inherit our karma after all. The path toward self-love is one of devotion, or bhakti, of fondness and faith. In Hinduism, the practice of bhakti is based on the worship of a god or deity. The teachings of bhakti, however, can be incorporated into modern life without doctrine or dogma, just as the Buddhist principle of contentment can be applied to contemporary thinking without adhering to ideology. The Buddha described love as total spiritual liberation. It is universal love that completes us, not another person. Divine love is infinite, beyond the limitations of social complexities. When we practice this form of love, the hardened heart begins to soften as impurities of the mind melt away. The neural pathways of gestational memories that germinated into consciousness are slowly rewired after lifetimes on the fritz. By rewiring these conditionings, we experience greater empathy and compassion toward ourselves and one another. But love does not always come easy. Whether inherited or habituated, we may spend a lifetime unlearning the patterns that prevented us from truly loving ourselves as we are, from realizing that real love is always available to us. At our innermost source, we are, after all, only love. Perfectly imperfect, raw, messy, devotional love. Aham prema. If you remember that, I am pure love. So as you lie here now, feeling into ways that your body might be asking some nourishment from you, ways that your mind could use some balancing perhaps. Allow a moment to set your sankalpa, your heart-rooted intention for this practice. And then slowly bringing your hands to your outer thighs, lift your knees up, set your feet on the ground. And whether you choose to draw your bent knees into your chest and rock forward or turn over to one side, please gradually lift your body upright to sit. As you're sitting tall, grounded, maybe bringing the palms to meet at your heart, and a gesture of gratitude, gesture of integration, embracing all of you, the dark and the light. I invite you to bring the feeling of self-love, which is nurturing, but also sometimes self-discipline, right? Giving ourselves what we know will help us to move forward. So with that, let's open the practice with 3 chants of Om. Take a deep belly breath in. Inhaling deeply through your nose, fill up slowly to the top, keep the shoulders relaxed. And then as you close the lips, if that's possible, ease a whisper gently out through the nose, just as slowly, beginning to balance in-breath as sustained as out-breath. And even beginning to create a gentle whispering sound by softly narrowing the back of your throat in the practice of Ujjayi Pranayama, which means victorious breath. Letting your attention steady on that sound rhythm. Gently open your eyes and please make your way down to all fours, hands and knees. So setting up to move the spine in cat-cow. On your next inhale, glide your chest through your upper arms, coiling it up. Draw the shoulders back and down. As you exhale, contract your belly, dropping your head and rounding your back. Several more times. Inhaling, gliding the heart forward, lifting the heart and gaze. Exhaling, lifting the navel, pointing the tailbone down, dropping the head. So as you nurture yourself and how to honor what you're feeling from moment to moment of this practice, remember that you're in charge of your body. Take rest whenever it needs, whenever you need, whether that's child's pose or any other resting position. And then add a little fire and intensity with mindfulness when you know that's honestly what you need. So as you spread your fingers wide, point your index fingers forward so they're parallel to each other. You're going to rotate your triceps, which are your outer upper arms, to face your rear wall. Draw your shoulder blades down your back ribs, and then feel your feet apart, hips distance, tucking your toes with an exhale. Lift the navel and draw your sitting bones up high and way back towards your rear wall as you drop your head completely, arriving in downward facing dog. And feel free to take the first few breaths to shift your body around in any way you may need to loosen up here, like pedaling your feet in place, softly moving your skull to relax your neck, staying aware of your calm, balanced breath. You're going to walk your feet to the top of your mat to stand in a forward fold, feet parallel, hips width apart. Shift your weight towards the front of your heels and feel free to bend your knees any amount needed so there's no strain in the back of your body. And you can lengthen your spine as if you have a flat back. Press your fingertips either onto blocks in front of your feet, your shins, or the ground. And as you firm your belly in, inhale, glide your heart forward through the gates of your arms. Look towards the tip of your nose. Keep shifting your weight forward, then exhale to fold towards your legs. From down through your feet, inhale, sweep your arms to rise all the way up, watching your palms meet overhead. And as you exhale, trace your hands in prayer down the center of your body, arriving in mountain pose. Ardha Surya Namaskar. Inhale, root into the earth, sweep your arms towards the sky, watch your palms touch. Exhale, bow forward with a long spine. Keep the weight shifting forward as you press your fingertips and lean the heart forward. Inhaling, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhaling, bow again, Uttanasana. Root down, inhale, rise, expanding. Watch your palms meet at the top of your breath, Urdhva Hastasana. Then exhale, tracing your midline, mountain pose, Tadasana. 2 more cycles. Follow your breath. Inhale to lift and exhale to lower. Feel the strength of your legs. Remember, you can bend your knees as you rise and as you fold forward. Feel the strength of your center right below your belly button. Though it is a continuous movement, notice how you regulate that movement mindfully to be slow and steady through the pace of your breath. And then let's meet again in mountain pose. And then from here, feet still hips distance, we're gonna move into Surya Namaskar C, Sun Salutation C. 1 breath, each movement. Inhale, raise your arms, look up, palms meet. Exhale, bow forward. Press with your fingertips firmly. Inhale, draw your spine forward. Lower your hands outside your feet on the ground or on blocks. Exhale, left knee steps back to a kneeling lunge. Keep your hands down or raise your arms as you take 1 inhale. Lower into downward facing dog as you exhale. Inhale, glide forward into your version of plank pose, knees on the floor or legs straight. Exhale, do lower your knees, your chin, look forward, hug the elbows to your ribs and slither belly, pelvis, legs to the ground. Light cobra. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, lift your heart slightly. Press through hands and knees. Exhale, lift back to downward facing. Inhale, sweep your left leg behind you. Exhale, step the left foot lightly beside your left thumb. Lower the back knee. Keep your hands down or sweep your arms up, taking 1 inhale. Exhale your hands to the top of your mat and step the right foot forward to fold. Inhale, circle your arms, rise all the way up, palms touch. Exhale, trace your midline, back to mountain pose. Side 2, inhale, sweep your arms. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Fingertips outside the heels on blocks or the floor. Exhale, right knee steps back, kneeling lunge. Hands stay down or lift up, take 1 inhale. Lower your hands, exhale into downward facing dog. Inhale, glide forward into your version of plank pose. Then again, exhale, lower knees, chin, look forward and slither all the way to the ground. Perhaps a little bit higher in the chest as you inhale to cobra. Press through hands and knees and exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale, raise your right leg back. Exhale, lightly step the foot beside right thumb. Back knee to the floor, hands down or arms up, take 1 inhale. Lower your hands at the top of your mat, exhale, step forward to bow. Press through both feet, inhale, raise your arms, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, tracing your midline, Tadasana. Moving on to Sun Salutation A. Inhale, sweep your arms, maybe a gentle back bend as you're standing. exhale, hinge forward. Inhale, rise halfway up. Either step into your plank, or if you feel ready, float into chaturanga, in which you land with elbows bent 90 degrees. Lower all the way down or flip your toes here. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Draw your navel in to lift your pelvis back to downward facing dog. Now let's steady the eyes, still the body. Feel into the quality of 3 more breaths. Using the movement to appreciate the stillness. Let the stillness help appreciate the movement. Bend your knees, look past your hands. On empty breath, lift your pelvic floor, perhaps engage the abdominal lock, Uddiyana Bandha, as you walk or float to the top. Inhale, rise forward halfway. Exhale, fold. Strong legs. Inhale, rise up all the way, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale back to Tadasana. Once more, Sun Salutation A. Inhale, sweep your arms. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Step or float to lower to Chaturanga. Continue into Cobra or Upward Dog as you breathe in. Engage the navel as you exhale to Downward Dog. And let's pause there for 3 to 5 deep breaths. Feel your shoulders and hips lift high and back as you completely drop your head. Broaden across your shoulders, root down at the base of your thumb and index fingers. From here, inhale, raise your right leg behind you. And as you exhale, bend your right knee and turn the thigh open at the hip. Take another breath in and tack your left outer hip back. Then as you exhale, lightly tap your right knee outside of your right upper arm, shifting into plank, where you softly step the right foot forward outside of your right pinky finger. Now you can decide to either lower your back knee or keep it lifted in lizard lunge. We're about to flow here. So feel free to keep your hands either on the floor or propped on blocks, whichever allows you more ability to relax your shoulders, open up your chest and neck. Take a deep breath in, bending the front knee right over the heel. And as you exhale, lift the ball of your right foot flexed. Begin to straighten your right leg whatever degree it can, while you fold inside of the leg with a feeling of a flat back. 4 more times. Inhale, rebend the front knee. Draw your sternum forward. Exhale, scissor the right outer hip back as you straighten the front leg and fold, half split. Keep going, breathe in and breathe out. Twice more. And this next time that you arrive in that forward fold, that wide version of half split, let's pause for 3 more breaths there. So press the big toe mound of your right foot forward, activate your right quadricep, lifting the kneecap. Plug the top of your right thigh bone into the hip socket and lengthen your sternum, the middle of your chest forward, while gliding the shoulder blades back. 1 more deep breath. Now begin to step your right foot between your hands so it's at the front and center of your mat. Spin your left heel to the ground to align heel to arch for Warrior 2. Press to your feet. Inhale, cartwheel your arms to rise up. Another flow. So feel that your right outer hip is rolling underneath, sitting bone is directing towards the ground, and you're firming the top of your left thigh bone behind you towards your right wall. As you stack the front knee bent right over the ankle, press the outside edge of the left foot into the floor. So let your hips sink. Maybe you play with bending your front knee at a 90-degree angle, keeping it that way. Inhale, flip the right palm to face up. Lift your spine, then side bend towards your rear wall. Left hand lands lightly on the left leg. Peaceful warrior. Exhale through warrior two. Reach the right arm forward. Plant the forearm onto your right thigh and sweep the left arm overhead towards the front wall. Extended side angle. Let's take it through 4 more rounds. Inhale up and back. Peaceful warrior. Exhale up and forward. Side angle. Breathe in. Peaceful warrior. Breathe out. Side angle. I think we're down to 2 more. Keep going. And then rise back to warrior two. Let's straighten the legs and prepare to hold triangle pose for 5 breaths. You may like to shorten your stance. Glide your hips towards the rear of your mat. Reach your right hand forward and then onto your right leg, or just to the right of your leg, maybe using a block. Reach your left arm straight up so that your shoulders and wrists stack. And then find 1 point to steady your eyes on. 4 more breaths in Trikonasana. So feel the strength of your legs, your belly, as you lighten the weight of your right hand. Spiraling your chest to face the sky and relaxing your shoulders down your back. Let's take 1 more deep breath. Sweep the top arm overhead. Lower your hands to the ground, optional vinyasa, or a few cat-cows. Rest if you need, and we'll meet in downward facing dog. Let's take 3 deep breaths in Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward dog. Inhale, raise your left leg behind you. Exhale, bend your left knee, turn your thigh open at the hip. Staying here, inhale, tack your right outer hip back. Exhale, tap left knee outside the left upper arm, gliding through plank to very quietly step the left foot forward outside of your left pinky finger. Decide whether you want to lower your back knee or keep it lifted. Whether you want to keep your hands on the floor inside of the left leg or stacked on blocks. Then take a deep breath, look forward, bend the front knee right over the ankle. As you exhale, lift the ball of your left flex foot and begin to straighten the left leg while bowing inside of it. Half split. To the breath, inhale, rebend the front knee. Exhale, scissor your left outer hip back. Folding in. 3 more breaths. Follow the sound of your own breathing. As you honor your pace, as you honor the intensity from pose to pose that honors where you are in the moment, truly that is a practice of self-love. Practice of satya, honesty. And then let's hold half split for 3 more breaths. Pressing the mound of your left big toe forward, lifting your left kneecap slightly towards the hip bone, and drawing your heart forward as the shoulders melt down your back. Let's take 1 more breath. Now begin to step your left foot front and center of your mat. Spin the right heel to the ground and align your front heel to the arch of your back foot. Cartwheel your arms to rise into Virabhadrasana 2, rolling the left sitting bone under and firming the top of your right thigh bone back as you bend your front knee just over the ankle and firm the outside edge of your right foot into the mat. Maybe bend the front knee towards 90 degrees, lifting your spine. Inhale, flip your left palm to face up. Lean sideways towards your rear wall. Exalted warrior, peaceful warrior. Exhale, move through warrior 2. Reach the left arm forward, forearm to left thigh. Sweep the right arm overhead towards the front. Extended side angle. Keep going to your breath. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. 3 more cycles. Listen to the flow in your breath. As you finish your last round, let's meet in Warrior 2 to prepare for triangle pose, straightening both of your legs and perhaps slightly shortening your stance. Glide your hips sideways towards your back wall and reach your left arm forward before lowering the hand onto your left leg, or just to the left of your leg, maybe on a block. As you keep rolling your left sitting bone underneath, reach the top of your head forward and spiral your chest open, steadying your gaze onto one spot. 5 breaths here. Feel the strength of your legs, your abdomen, to help lighten the weight of your left hand. Let's take one more deep breath. Exhale the right arm overhead. Place your 2 hands to frame your top foot, your front foot. Pivot the back foot to face forward and step forward to the top of your mat. Bend your knees here, feet together, knees together. A few breaths in chair pose. As you exhale, rising up to stand. Let's take a block here. So use the skinniest width of your block. Please hug it right in between your thighs. Separate your feet as wide apart as your knees. Think of your tailbone actively anchoring downward towards the floor right between your heels, and feel your lower belly ignite. Place your hands onto your lower back, fingertips pointing down, and lifting your back ribs. Bend your elbows close together and inhale, lift your heart. Roll your shoulder heads behind you. Exhaling, begin to glide the shoulder blades down your back as you continue into this standing back bend. You might imagine that you're holding a medium-sized apple in between your chin and chest, so you're not throwing the head completely back to straighten the neck. So give yourself maybe 3 to 5 more breaths here before you contract your belly a little bit more to roll your spine upright. So imagine that you're trying to spin the block back. You're shooting it behind you like a Pez candy. And then when you finally rise up, take a pause, release the arms, deep breath into the nose, sigh it out if you like. And we'll continue this on our knees twice more in camel or Ustrasana. Heart opening posture. We're talking about self-love. So step your knees to the floor, hug the skinny block between your thighs. Choose to either tuck your toes, good place to start, or point your toes if you're feeling pretty back bendy already. Hands on the lower back, similar setup here. Draw the tailbone down, lift the back ribs. Inhale, roll the shoulder bones back and down. Picture the area right under your shoulder blades and create the arch mostly there. Bend the elbows close together and feel your collarbones smile joyously, wider apart. You might backstroke one arm and reach for the heel behind you. Maybe switch or take both hands back. It's 5 or more deep breaths on your own. When you're ready to come out, place your hands on your lower back and slowly lift your spine upright. And then find a comfortable seat for 3 breaths before the last round. Tune in as we're sort of peeling open any resistance around the heart center, like heaviness in the shoulders, right? So we're shining the heart space open. Notice what sensations, notice what shifts you might feel. Last round on your own, 5 to 10 breaths of camel pose, Ustrasana. When you come out to rest, please set yourself up to sit for a longer period of time as we move into our yin practice, beginning with a breathing practice of alternate nostril. Nadi Shodhana. Set the tone. So Nadi Shodhana, as you might know, is a balancing breathing technique. Helps to balance the left and right hemispheres of the brain and the body. So as you're covering one nostril and inhaling through the other, you might imagine that you're breathing in through that entire side of your body. And then as you're exhaling through the other nostril, you might imagine you're breathing out through the entire side of the body. So bring that visualization if you can. And then let's roll the shoulders back and down. Plant your pelvis firmly on the surface below. You can elevate it if needed using a pillow. And then rest your left hand on your lap. One mudra you might decide to take is Hansi Mudra, which is the inner smile mudra, cultivating that feeling tone of joy. And that's where you bring all of your fingertips to touch, except the pinky finger. And then you place the palm face up onto your lap. Or you could choose Jnana Mudra, which helps to focus. And that's bringing the thumb and the index finger to touch, sort of like an OK sign, and then turning the palm face up on your lap. And then either close your eyes or steady a soft gaze forward, empty your shoulders, lift the heart, so feel a sense of buoyancy and expansiveness around your chest. So we're just breathing through the nose, so inhale slowly through your nose. Hands stick out, thumb, ring finger, hold the breath out. Cover right nostril with right thumb. Inhale through left. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath in. 3, 2, 1. Cover left nostril. Exhale through right. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath out. 3, 2, 1. Inhale through right. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath in. 3, 2, 1. Cover right nostril. Exhale through left. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath out. 3, 2, 1. And that's one cycle. Let's keep going. Inhale through left. Hold it in. Cover left. Exhale through right. Hold it out. Inhale through right. Hold it in. Cover right. Exhale left. Hold it out. That's the second cycle. Inhale left. Now keep going at your own pace for about 3 more cycles. Each time you empty through the left nostril, that finishes the cycle. When you finish the last cycle holding the breath out, please rest both hands in your lap. Breathing naturally, pausing a moment to observe how you feel. Please blinking your eyes open if they're closed. Take a look at the way that you're sitting, and let's go ahead and bring the right shin forward or on top of the left shin so that you're either sitting cross-legged or you're stacking your ankles and your knees while flexing your feet for double pigeon pose. And if you're taking this position, if your right thigh is lifting uncomfortably away from the ground, feel free to grab whatever prop that can fill that space so that you're more comfortable. Ground your sitting bones. Place your hands on the ground beside your hips and lift through the center of your spine. Open your chest, open your throat, and take a deep inhale. And then begin to fold forward, walking your hands forward as you breathe out. Pausing on the inhales to reground your pelvis and lengthen your spine. Now you might take a stack of blocks or a pillow and place it in front of you to rest your forehead on. We'll be here for 10 more breaths before we switch sides. Let's take one more breath here. Walk your hands towards your legs. Engage the belly slightly and leading with your chest, inhale, slowly rise. Let's extend the legs forward for a moment. You want to point out your toes if you're flexing your feet, or roll out your ankles. And see if you can set up similarly on side 2. Now taking the left shin forward or on top of the right shin, whether you're sitting in Sukhasana, which means easy pose, or you're flexing your feet and stacking knees and ankles, maybe placing a under your left thigh. Root through your pelvis, take a breath in as you lengthen your spine, keeping the throat open, and then exhaling, begin to bow. Feel free to sing along. I am pure love. Aham Prema. Especially if your throat energy center could use some activating, some clearing. Got 10 more breaths here. Aham Prema, 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 Aham Prema. Let's finish one more breath here. And walk your hands towards you, lead with your chest. Inhale to rise. And one more time, extending your legs. Give them any shakeout or movement. As you're looking around for your pillow, perhaps your blanket and blocks too, bring them towards the front of your mat, and we're going to set it for a restorative spinal twist. So take your pillow and trace the midline of your mat towards the front edge of your mat. And then have a seat with your right hip flush against the rear edge of that pillow. Straightening both of your legs towards your left wall. Keep the right leg there and slide your left leg towards the rear of your mat, so you have an L shape out of your legs. Now place your 2 hands along the left and right sides of the pillow and turn your chest completely to face the front of your mat. Make any adjustments from your pelvis down to your legs so that you can comfortably do that. You might bend the knees, you might slightly swivel the right hip back. And then from here, allow a few breaths to gently lower your belly onto the pillow. If it feels far away, you could either create a slant out of the pillow by placing a block or 2 blocks stacked on the furthest edge of the pillow so it's slanting downward towards your pelvis, or you could place a blanket on the pillow under your belly. And then you can either turn your head to the right, which continues the twist in your neck, or place a platform at the top edge of the pillow so that you can rest your forehead down without squishing your nose. Now watch the clock here for another minute and a half. Feel your body breathing. Nourishing every cell in your body with this mantra. Aham Brahma. I am pure love. Some mantras, repeated affirmations like this, especially in Sanskrit, are a useful tool for studying the mind. Studying the mind on what it is that you choose to expand, what you choose to put your energy towards. Let's finish one more deep breath here. And as you place your hands on the ground, begin to slowly lift your head, your torso. Keep the props exactly where they are. And once you're rising up to sit, please turn a face away from the pillow, extending both legs straight. So sitting in Dandasana, stick pose. Fill up your belly as you inhale, expanding the rib cage. And into your mouth, you might open it wide and stick out your tongue in Simasana. Exhale deeply. Letting some heat out. So keep your right leg where it is. Slide your left leg to your left, which is actually towards your right wall. And then turn to face the pillow, planting your left and right hands to frame it on both sides. Adjust from your pelvis down to your feet however you need so your chest completely faces the front of your mat. And then begin to lower your torso onto the pillow. And if you turned your head to one direction on the first side, you might want to switch it up on this side. Otherwise, face down. And then again, I'll watch the clock for 1 minute and a half. Let your shoulders soften in this pose. You might imagine breathing up your spine from tailbone to crown as you inhale, and down your spine from crown to tailbone as you exhale. Now, this is very much a spine-centered posture. Help decompress it. Stimulate energy flow through main energy centers that sit from the base of the spine all the way up. Kindness, with attentiveness, with non-judgment. How are you nourishing yourself in this moment? With genuine love. Let's finish one more breath. And then take your time pressing into the ground and slowly lifting your head, your torso. One more time, sitting in Dandasana, stick pose with your hands alongside your hips. Let's take 2 lion's breaths. Abdominal breath in, fill up your belly, let it gently expand. Open your mouth wide, stick out your tongue, release some heat through your mouth. Once more. let's take our pillow here. If you have a wall that's cleared, you could instead come into legs of the wall pose, where you place your mat perpendicular to the wall and your glutes are right at the bottom edge of the wall, so your legs are straight up against the wall. Otherwise, you could create a little couch out of your blocks, pillows, props. Elevate your calves on top of as we come to lie down onto our backs. We'll be here for 1.5 minutes with the option to stay in this cooling inversion if you're feeling very comfortable and letting it be your Shavasana posture. But I'll let you know when 1.5 minutes is finished, so you can make that choice. So once you're in it, feel symmetry in your body, left and right sides. Relax your jaw. Relax your eyes. Relax your shoulders and neck. Relax your belly, your back. Relax your hips, your glutes, your thighs, your knees, your calves, your feet. Relax down your arms to your palms. And relax control of your breath. Let it go. Feel the easy flow of your natural breath. Now finishing 1.5 minutes here, decide if you'd like to stay here for corpse pose. If you're moving out of the position, try to do it very gently and slowly, not abruptly. So keep this feeling of relaxation as you transition into whatever posture is most comfortable for you to lie still in and completely rest. Please begin to deepen your breath. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Perhaps turn your head. And then drawing your bent knees towards your chest. Slowly roll over to your right side, pausing here for a moment. Just like you tuned in at the start of this class, what's here now? As you feel ready, please lift your body, find a comfortable position for our 10 minutes of guided meditation. So this guided meditation by Dr. Henry Grayson, a psychologist, who wrote a very wonderful, mindful loving 10 practices for creating deeper connections. Here's what he has to say about this meditation. It's a meditation to expand the circle of love. Our love is often blocked by reserving it only for special people, special relationships. Restricting our love. We need to expand the flow of love to all other human beings, or the flow of love will get stuck. As many have done before me, I have adapted the following meditation that originally came from both the ancient mystical tradition. Please find a comfortable seat, a mudra of your choice, eyes closed or softly open and steadied. You sit in a relaxed place, begin to focus on your breath. Watch it go in and out, and deeply. Then yourself. Allow yourself to feel heart deepest desire to experience your interconnectedness with all people and all living things. Ask yourself for help experiencing your connectedness with the all that is. Next, imagine yourself sitting in a large circle. You are in the center with your parents, siblings, children, other relatives, and friends seated all around you. Take time to identify each one of them, and then acknowledge all the qualities you like as well as the ones you dislike in each of them. Try to do this without any judgment or shame, particularly as you see how each has affected you in any way. Take time to experience rich their personalities, positive and negative. Then say to each of them silently inside yourself, "Let me recognize my oneness in love with you." Let's pause for this. Let me recognize my oneness in love with you. acknowledging each of your loved ones sitting around you in this circle. Let me recognize my oneness in love with you. And now, allow yourself to enlarge that circle. Include acquaintances, people with whom you work, colleagues, as well as old classmates and friends you have not seen for years. See each one as you have known them, with their desirable qualities as well as their negative traits. Once again, say quietly inside yourself, we are one in love. Only that which is not love separates us. One in love. Let us be one in love. Let's pause for a moment to acknowledge these beings around you. Now, allow your circle to widen to include neighbors, service people you see occasionally, political leaders, drivers and passengers in other cars, people you pass walking down the street, including all colors, nationalities, ethnic and economic groups. See the faces, both known and unknown. And then say again, let us be one in love together. Pausing for this. Let circle widen, this time to include all the people in your town or city, even in your country or state, and say, let us be one in love. Now expand the circle even more, this time including all the people in your country. And once again say, we are one in love. Now open your heart to embrace anyone or any group or nation you consider to be an enemy. And then say, we are one in love. Now open your heart, embrace all those who are and sub the world that include everyone living on the planet, all the animals in every life form, and say, we are one in love. And the next step is a very important one. Gently remove yourself from the center of the circle and take a place of your choosing in the circle. And then place the divine or God in the center of the circle, using whatever image is meaningful to you as that which connects us together with all others and all living things. Let's raise our palms to join at the heart, bowing in to close. And the sound that reminds us of we are one in love, the sound of Om. Take a deep breath. The light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste.